I'm starting out by cutting out the parts of the owl. I'm going to use palette 219 from Sarah Renee Clark's color catalog. Distress oxides will help me achieve most of the colors, but I also use white glitter cardstock and black cardstock. The owl will mainly be white and platinum. As usual, you can find the cut list and colors on valley-oak-paper.com. The owl die set is from Spellbinders and it's called Wise Owl. I'm going to pop up the owl on foam tape later on, so I'm doubling up the owl body. This video is part of a monthly card making YouTube hop that I'm hosting. This month's theme is Everything Old is New Again. I'll add a link to the whole playlist at the top of the screen. The owl base has holes for the darker feathers on the chest, but there's no base die included in the set. So I've traced and cut mine out with scissors. I'm inking the wings and the underbase layer with Lost Shadow Distress Oxide. That's the color I'm using for Platinum in palette 219. I'm also edging the owl body with Lost Shadow. Then I'm gluing down the main parts of the owl. I keep referring back to my practice piece for guidance. I'm inking the beak and feet with colored pumpkin. That's the orange color I'm using. There's no pink in palette 219, but I'm using a little spun sugar on the cheeks. I'm adhering the cheeks and beak to the owl's face, but I'm saving the feet for later. The eyes come with a base. It stays white to provide a highlight. The iris will be twisted citron. That's the color I'm using for the apple green in palette 219. I'm coloring the rest of the eyes with black soot. Then I'm putting together the eyes. My eyebrows are made out of white glitter paper. They go under the eyes. I'm adhering the right eyebrow and the left eyebrow, then the right eye and the left eye. That finishes the owl for now. For my background, I'm using black cardstock in a Spellbinders embossing folder. It's a single-sided folder with a great price point. To highlight the vintage floral pattern, I'm brayering on some Lost Shadow. Then I'm layering a smaller piece of white cardstock under it for stability. My little owl is going to sit on a branch with flowers. For that, I'm using Spellbinders Blooming Pomegranate die set. It includes this nice big branch with leaves and places to attach flowers. I'm cutting out all parts from white cardstock and doubling up the branch itself. The woody parts of the branch I'm coloring with Lost Shadow and the leaves with Twisted Citron. The extra leaf parts will be with Mowed Lawn. That's a Distress Oxide color I'm using for Forest Green in palette 219. I'm inking the base layer of the small flowers with Lost Shadow and shaping them a little bit. Then I glue on the white glitter layer. I'm coloring the tiny flower centers with colored pumpkin and adhering them to the flowers. For the color Mulberry in palette 219, I'm using Seedless Preserves Distress Oxide. I'm ink blending the glasses, the bell-shaped flowers, and the scarf with Seedless Preserves. Then I assemble the flowers and scarf. I'm adding the mulberry parts to the owl. That is so cute. Next, I'm placing the branch toward the top of the background. That's so I have room for the sentiment below. I'm attaching the owl at the top right of the background. That's because the owl is looking toward the left. Then I can glue the feet to their perches. Next, I'll add the mulberry flowers to the tree. I pop some of them up with foam tape, others I glue directly to the tree. For my happy birthday sentiment, I'm using Spellbinders Yana's Layered Script die set. I've cut out 2 shadow layers from vellum and stacked them. I've also cut out the text from 2 layers of white cardstock and 1 layer of white glitter cardstock and stacked them. Now I'm gluing the text to the shadow layer. My happy will be partly overlapping the tree and flowers, so I need to prop parts of it up. I do that with stacked layers of black cardstock. That shows much less than if I used white cardstock. I finish adhering the sentiment. Then I spread out my little white flowers. To pull out the mulberry color, I've cut out a mat of white cardstock. Now I'm inking it up with seedless preserves, but very little of it will show on the finished card, so I'm only inking up the edges. Then I'm adding it behind my background. Then I can add the finished card panel to the front of my A2 note card. That wraps up today's card. Isn't that little owl just adorable? I love him so much. You can find links to everything I used in today's project in the description box below, as well as in my blog post on valley-oak-paper.com. Don't forget to check out the other designers in this month's hop. The theme is Everything Old is New Again, and they have lots of vintage and retro inspiration lined up for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.